Alright, so this is the local game store version of the Monster Core, and this is my flip through on it. I love the black and white art on this book. So as you open the book, the very first thing you discover is that you have a beautiful opening or fold out of, well, 2-page art layout. Over here we have 27 feet. That is the height of the page combined. That makes this probably about 65 feet wide. There's nothing on the bottom that says how wide it is, and you have a variety of different creatures here. So I'm going to set my notes up next to me. I'm not really going to try and read them. I'm just going to use it as a reminder for some of the things that I wanted to discuss, and I may jump back and forth as a result. The first thing that I noticed was gone is alignment, which Paizo's been moving away from alignment for a long time. And one of the things that I have to say about that is I will probably continue to use alignment for characters and character creation. I've been role-playing since probably about 1986, and I don't know if I've ever used alignment for creatures as someone telling the story. Now, with that said, I will say that there are certain things that iconically I grew up with as being evil, and I have always kept them as evil. Like a beholder, angels are good, red dragons are evil, gold dragons are good, demons, devils are evil. Notice, I didn't say anything about chaos. I didn't say anything about lawful, because that's how I've always played. With that said, characters, I do use lawful, chaos, and neutrality. Why? I don't know. That'll be another video another time. So one of the things that has changed a little bit is the art for angels has changed. I didn't go through all the bestiaries to see which angels are in here and which ones did not make it. This is probably one of my favorite pictures in the book right here. One of the things that I did discover in this book is that certain things like golems are no longer subtitled together or subcategorized together, and I kind of find that a little bit annoying. There are quite a few creature changes and name changes in here. You can see that the ideas of what an archon is has changed as well. If you're familiar with the art, like this picture, I believe is totally different. It's been like 3 weeks since I looked at it, so don't quote me. One of the other key change, the purple worm is no longer a purple worm. It is a cave worm. So Barghests, probably the first creature that I noticed changed in here. Barghests now are more dog-like, and the basilisk is much more serpent-like. Bats are still bats. The bear, I'm just going to kind of flip through a little bit, show you a couple more changes. Like cave worm should be the next one. So here's the cave worm. This is the old purple worm and the benthic worm. They're all together. There's a magma worm. One thing I did notice being a GM is that it seems like the creature levels have changed enough that it shouldn't be as difficult for your players to move up early on. Chupacabra, which I don't believe was in the original bestiary, but this is the first monster core. Cockatrice has changed a bit. What else? So I think the next big change is going to be the dragons. No, devils. Devils and demons, they've had some name changes. Some of the creatures didn't change. I don't know why they made some of the changes, even though it looks like some of the stats pretty much stayed the same. They just renamed it to a different creature. For example, the Vrolikai used to be the Balor demon. One other thing that I guess I should probably talk about a little bit is certain rules features have changed that really are going to make the way a GM works monsters a little bit better. So like the changes of grab, knockdown, push, and pull have all gone into some major changes, and I'm going to grab, wow, this really old Magic the Gathering identification card and mark my spot there, because I believe I saw the changes in here the first time I was reading about it. If not, I will have to make another video on how monsters benefit from the changes to the core rules, and it's not actually in here. It's not where I think it should be. So I'll have to do another video on that if you guys want to learn about it. But some of those changes are actually quite fundamental because of the way some of them work within the action economy and how they work because of things like I think size matters now a little bit more for like push, pull. The next big one would probably be the dragons. Dragons are no longer chromatic like they used to be. They are tied to the elementals, the elemental traditions of magic. No, they are tied to traditions of magic currently. I am sure Paizo is going to expand on this and make some changes because I think they'd kind of be silly not to. The first one is the adamantine dragon. The second one is the conspirator dragon. And what I like, one of the things I really like is that they have like a dragon for each tradition and they oppose each other. So there's a very yin-yang kind of feel to it at this point, and I don't know if that's going to stay that way or if it's going to change, but there's a diabolic dragon, an imperial dragon. There's even a dragon that's holy and one that's unholy. And I believe, you know, we can do a whole nother video on the dragons if you want. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here doing it, but I really like what they did, tying them to the traditions of magic and tying the lifestyle and the fluff behind the dragon to the traditions of magic, fitting it to like where it is from, well, obviously Omen. An Omen dragon is tied to the occult school tradition. Sorry, I'm a bad person. And then I guess let's see here. We can just jump forward to, well, you can see that the dwarf is here, and there is a large representation of the ancestries here. Orcs have a totally new description. If and when you buy the book, you can read that. Gnolls are now Kolo. Elements are all over the place. Methods have changed quite a bit. The Ifriti are gone. Well, they're not gone. They're just the Ifrit. Ifrit tied into the ancestry. And the Ring Gang are the old Drugar. I have to jump to the back and look at the alphabetical thing here. Oh, and then on the back cover, you get the art again. I kind of wish it was a separate, a second one, but I'm pretty sure the elves that were once called the Drow are no longer, and they are now called, oh man, oh. I just wanted it alphabetical. I didn't want it by level. Where's my alphabetical one? Oh, maybe they don't have it alphabetical in this book. Shoot. Well, maybe we'll find it. But I'm 90% certain they are in this book, for those of you that were reading. Rust Monster's gone, but I do believe that I saw a change to that. Storm Giant's gone, which I'm not sure I understand the logic behind stealing the Storm Giant. Anyway, we're going to move a little bit faster. A lot of things here are just changes. Okay, so, well, before we do the ghoul, we're going to talk about the ghost. So, this is one of my favorite entries in the book, not because I like ghosts, but because they give you the ghost commoner and the instructions for well, not the ghost commoner. They give you instructions for creating ghosts. So I am a fan of these kind of rule sets. One of the cooler things that they did in this book is they took ghouls and they give you a template for creating them, and ghouls are no longer the ravenous beasts that they kind of used to be. They're more intelligent, like vampires, and they are afflicted with the curse of consuming flesh. I have a lot of ideas for using ghouls as NPCs. There is so much you can do with the ghoul that I think traditionally is a lot harder to do. It's a lot harder to do it with something like a vampire. I mean, so they did a really good job with the TV show Angel of making a vampire not want blood. But I think it'll be easier because of all of the lore that's out there preventing people from using vampires that way. That ghouls can fill that story gap, and I have a ton of ideas. I also have a ton of ideas, like I want to make a whole like Highlander portion of story where all these different ghouls are all over the place and they're competing against each other and manipulating people to their ends to try and basically not so much be the last one, but something similar down. I'm going to be the one who's ruling all the ghouls or whatever. What else? And then Lich is another one that changed quite a bit. And when I say changed quite a bit, I didn't go through everything it changed, but the entry went from 4 pages to 2 pages. And I don't use a lot of Liches, so I didn't go through it all. And those are really the biggest changes. There are a few brand new monsters to the book. 2 of them are hags, so we're going to back up. Oh, wait, leshies. Leshies have gone from scary to cute. I don't know why they did that. I am not sure I'm a fan of it, which means I'll just have to use the old art. But they did it. There are plenty of other things that are horrifying, so I guess that's okay. Shadow Giants collecting home. I want to go back to hags, because, oops, that's a drake. Hey, why don't I use this thing over here? Because that would be smart. Hags. Alright. So, 2 new hags. One of which is the Sweet Hag, which basically Sweet Hags use bright colors and pleasant visages to do things like attract their prey. And sugary treats to draw children into them. So, into them. It's an interesting creature design. And then the other new hag, brand new, that I've never seen anywhere before. Maybe it came out of one of the adventures paths that I don't own. And I didn't know anything about it. So the other one is an iron hag. And one of the cool things they have is they have bonds of iron. For 2 activations. Basically, they spring a cage of cold iron fingernails around something within 30 feet and capture it. I think that's pretty good. And then the other new creature that I noticed is called Sadachi, or Sadakchi. I'm not sure how it's enunciated. See, there you go. Scary. That's what a lich should look like, I think. So, we'll back out for a second. So, the Sadachi are a amphibious humanoid type of creature. They live freely underwater or on land. I really think that this is a future ancestry, and they're putting it in here. All right, let that catch. They have wave sense, dark vision, speak thoracic, sea speech, which basically sea speech allows them to speak with anything that has a swim speed or the amphibious or aquatic trait if they spend regular time interacting with such a creature. Base speed's 20, swim of 40. They like spears, which is no shock. They can bite you. They can throw their spear. Shared feast. What? That's kind of gross. For 2 actions, it makes a jaw strike, and if it hits, an ally of their choice can spend a reaction to make a jaw strike against the same target. And it looks like... No, it couldn't. I was going to say it could stack, so it'd be like a swarm of fish attacking you. And once per round, the scout can take an extra strike action, pretty much. But there's different... They have different types. They have a marauder, who is a creature 4, and they have the speaker, who's a creature 6. Probably has some psionic abilities, but I wanted to touch base on that. And then shadows. Those are the big... I mean, there's a lot of big changes in this book. Werewolves and were creatures, they have the whole thing for creating them. Where's vampires? I think they're going to come back and do more with vampires, because they didn't do as much as they normally do. What? Wait. Oh. Where? I must have been looking at the other book for my campaign. Oh, because I went the wrong way. No, I don't know how to do the alphabet, guys. I'm sorry. So, the whole thing on creating a vampire seems to be, at least from my memory, seems to be dampened down a little bit, but then they have the masterminds, the servitors, and that's it. So I think there's going to be more to come with vampires. So that's it. That is the Monster Core for the Pathfinder Remaster. And who's this book for? Well, pretty much anybody who's going to play and run games for Pathfinder, or somebody who wants to play one of the possible character ancestries that are in here. I think this book is a little bit more expensive than the regular book at a price of $60. It has more pages. I didn't write down how many more pages it has than the first bestiary from Pathfinder 2. It is a conglomerate of all the bestiaries from Pathfinder 2. If you did a study, you'd probably kind of get a feel for where Paizo's going with their monsters in the remaster, based off of what they selected and the orc license. But anyway, it's definitely worth the value, guys. I've already used it a handful of times, and well, I'm not even playing the remaster rules yet, because we're waiting for the Gunslinger to come out before we take our current campaign in that direction. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope I wasn't too long and boring. Comment below. Let me know if you like the top-down better, or if you would rather have more interaction face-to-face, or a combination of the two. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Hi, guys. Meet the Nibbles, who's gonna go down. She just decided not to go down my back, so we'll do this for her so she's comfy. Thanks for watching my video, and I appreciate it. Please hit the like button and share it if you know somebody who might be interested. And of course, there's always Twitter and the Facebook thingy, and soon I have a newsletter coming. That'll be down there or in a link below, and my kitty cat loves that idea. So anyway, there was one more thing. Oh yeah, subscribe. Be a part of my community, our community. Let's make it grow together. See you guys at a con somewhere, or a local store, or if I'm driving through the country, maybe a game club. I don't know, you're not going to go knock down my camera. Bye, guys.